day for us to assemble, being the Engineers Day. Today, Prime Minister has greeted all the engineers, and he has specifically told India is proud of the contribution of the engineers towards the nation building. That's what he has told in his message. He has also paid tributes to Padratna M. Vishwesvaraya on his birth anniversary, which is commemorated at Engineers Day. As we all know, India has come a long way, having gained the independence in 1947 to this stage. So the nation has progressed in various fields like agriculture, space, and defense research, and manufacturing, all these things. So it is basically the contributions from various engineers and architects has led us to this. Who is an engineer, and what does the dictionary say? A person who designs, builds, or maintains engines, machines, and structure. This is the dictionary definition for an engineer. There are a lot of quotes on engineers today. Some of them have been during the routes in the WhatsApp, you might have seen. The engineer has been and is the maker of the history. He is the engineer who has changed the world. So that brings us to see what is the role of the present day engineer. How much are we contributing in making the changes in the present scenario in this world? We have all seen that the engineering course itself is losing its sheen nowadays. We have got too many engineers, but which are not really contributing or not really employable engineers are there. We have to really see what exactly is happening. And we have engineers who have got MTechs, everything, but even they cannot even switch on a laptop. So that employability or the things are coming down, and the standard of engineers are also coming down. This is one thing which we have to really look into on this Engineers Day. Maybe the probability due to the lack of practical knowledge may be one thing which is really mattering nowadays. The presence of competent teachers is also one thing which is to be there to make good engineers. Engineers who have a degree need to be mentored in the use of new technology or the upcoming technology, and they have to be really creative. Innovation is the critical to the future of our civilization and our country. Our Prime Minister has told that so the Make in India concept and the Design India concept, all those things, if it has to succeed, the engineers are to be, and they have to contribute and they have to innovate, then only it can happen. Discoveries of new knowledge and invention of new technology are a creative endeavor. We should understand that the intelligence and academic degree is not sufficient, and most people create significant things are intelligent people who are both intelligent and creative. So that's what which is lacking in nowadays in engineers. I think IEEE should focus on guiding the fresh engineers to help them and think creatively. So let me again quote the words of Kalpana Chawla. So she used to say, one should have the perseverance to innovate. So that should be all our motive. Let me again wish all of you happy greetings on the occasion of the Engineers Day. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your and very much informative words about status of engineering education and relevance of Engineers Day today. Thank you so much, sir. Now I request Dr. Shankar to introduce our today's chief guest, Professor S.S. Murthy, to the participants. And then we'll go ahead with the inauguration and his talk.
Dr. Sandeep, you may present the slides. I will read. Hello, Dr. Sandeep.
Yes,
so you
yes.
please present that slide. Yeah.
Yes. Or can I make you presenter?
Oh, so because I am doing on the mobile.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Fine. Let me share my screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sharing my screen. Yes, you can go ahead. Yes, please. Dr. Shankar.
Good evening to Professor S.S. Murthy, Professor Lakshmi Narayana, Dr. Sandeep Abraham, and other members of IEEE. I, Shankar Peddapati, privileged to brief about the achievements of today's chief guest, Professor S.S. Murthy. He is an IEEE fellow. Next. He completed his BE from Bangalore University, MTech from IIT Mumbai, PhD from IIT Delhi, and postdoctoral from University of Newcastle, UK. Next. Next.
Yeah.
He joined in IIT Delhi as associate lecturer and became youngest professor at that time. He served to IIT Delhi at various positions for 41 years. Next. He is visiting professor to universities like University of Calgary, Canada, MIT Cambridge, Ray University, Toronto, etc. Next. Few of his administrative role is he is a director ERDA Baroda, director NIT Suratkal, vice chancellor Central University of Bangalore. Next. He is distinguished professor at CPRA Bangalore, Central Electricity Authority chair professor, etc. Next. He published more than 120 peer-reviewed journals and his works published in article magazines and books. He had 11 patents and delivered about 110 online videos. He guided many PhD, UG and PG students. Next. Next. He received grants. Wait. He received grants from various funding agents like DST, MHRD, etc. towards executing various research and consultancy project works. Next. He served in various boards as a chair or member. Few of them are Central Board of Irrigation and Power, Government of India, All India Council of Technical Education, AICT, NBA. Next. He received prestigious President of India Prize and many more. Next. Coming to his contributions, he is acknowledged internationally for the works carried on self-excited induction generators. He invented picohydral plants, and he also served various works related to grid-connected induction generators. So he is also involved in energy developing energy-efficient motors. He also worked on SRM and PMM motors. Next. He is next. So he is instrumental in shaping curriculum for enriching student skill set, and he is a chief partner in 1996 for PEDAS, IEEE PEDAS as a prestigious conference. Next. Next. He is life fellow in many professional bodies. More importantly, he is a good teacher, and few of his students include Raghuram Ranjan, a former governor RBI, Rajendra Singh Pawar, chairman NIIT Technologies, Dr. Punit Kumar Goyal, IAS, principal secretary at Government of Goa, and other professors like Professor Beam Singh, IIT Delhi. Next. Currently, he is an adjunct faculty at National Institute of Advanced Studies, Bengaluru. He is adjunct faculty at IIT Ropar, and he is a distinguished professor at INIA, and he is a chair for Utkar Avishkar Yojana MHRD. Now I request Professor S.S. Murthy to inaugurate PES, IAS, and PLS joint chapter. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Dr. Shankar. And we are very much honored, sir, Professor S.S. Murthy garu, actually today to have you in this inauguration session of the IEEE PES, IAS, and PELS joint chapter under IEEE Vizag based section. So thank you very much, sir, for agreeing for this inauguration and your talk. So I request to be Dr. Lakshmi Narayan Garu to be part of it, and other exam members and the vice chair and treasurer and all the members to have this memorable inauguration of the one of the technical society of the Vizag Bay section. Thank you so much, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, you are muted, sir.
Yes, sir. Professor Murthy, actually you muted, sir. You are in mute. Yes. Yes, sir. Professor Murthy, yes, sir.
Yes, yes. Sir.
Can you hear
Yes, sir.
me?
Yes,
Huh?
sir. We can hear you. Yes.
Okay. Friends, I am Lakshmi Narayan, Abraham, Sandeep, and all the participants. I'm extremely delighted to inaugurate this IEEE PES, IAS, PLS joint chapter, the Vizag Bay section. And I have been associated. We have been, in fact, I was instrumental in starting similar chapters in IIT Delhi, in Delhi, and I look forward to a great activities under this chapter in the future. So I'm very happy to inaugurate. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you all for all the members to be part of this virtual inauguration of IEEE IAS PEL joint chapter under Vizag Bay section. I would like to special thanks to Dr. Lakshmi Narayanan, chair of the Vizag Bay section. Yes, sir. And now I would like to inform you that few of the initiatives the joint chapter. We have planned in a couple of months next. We expect a lecture by academic industry persons, and then we would like to conduct some awareness programs and membership development programs to enhance our membership in the technical chapter. And we are going to conduct some of the quizzes and then skill development programs and professional development programs under this technical chapter. And also we are also keen to conduct some brainstorming sessions with industry partners also, and few of them we plan. And we have aimed to conduct some good number of events, like nearly 15 events we have planned in the up to till December 2020, so that we will be gear up for the next 2021, sir. So this is our events we have planned this next 4 months, sir. Yeah. Now I would like to invite Professor Murthy to start his lecture today. Yes, sir. Any problem?
I have on the PPT. Can you see PPT?
Sir, when,
Oh,
I need to make 1 minute, sir. Yes, now you can do that, sir. I have assigned privilege as a presenter. Now you can do that.
I have. Can I start again or what?
Yes, yes, yes. Now you can share it. You can share the PPT, sir. I hope you got the share option now.
No, I'm sharing.
Yes, sir.
Can you see this? PPT?
Still not yet, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir. Your presenter only. No.
Huh?
No, sir. Not yet. Actually, there is, share content at the bottom, share content,
Huh?
and you can select, share content, third option.
No, where?
Third button, sir. Bottom third.
Bottom.
Yeah.
Otherwise, on top, yes. Yeah, share.
No. I have the share. No, should I click the share thing again?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, now I can go to screen.
Yes. You can select your screen.
No,
Yeah,
but I
top.
think.
Yes. Now we are getting it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Now we are getting it.
Should I now share the PPT?
Yes. You can open a PPT. Yes.
Okay. Is it okay now?
Yes.
It has come.
It's coming now.
Yes.
You can put your slideshow mode and you can start.
Okay. Can you start?
Yes, sir.
Sandeep, Rashmi, Abraham, and all the participants, I'm extremely delighted to be with you today. And thank you for inviting me to this very auspicious Engineers Day and to share some of my thoughts on engineering, learning, pedagogy, and research. And I'm starting with a quotation from Sir M. Vishweshwaraya, who said that the way to build an is to build a good citizen. Majority of the citizens should be efficient and possess a great sense of duty. This is what Vishweshwaraya said. So I'm starting by quoting this. So again, I wish you all a very dutiful Engineers Day. Okay, so this is about, I'm sharing my half a century experience in engineering, teaching, and research. And we have to be very clear, a quality of a country depends upon the quality of the people. And how do you ensure good quality people? Okay, see, you look at it is the quality of the people that has made it advanced, apart from quality of life of the people. So now our question is, how do you improve the quality of the people? Okay, so education is the key. So education is critical to making or improving the quality of the people. Now, we question whether Indian people are we of high quality, okay, and are they truthful and disciplined? And if you look at our TV programs and media, does it reflect that we belong to our good quality, or the man on the street is of good quality? Okay, and are our lawmakers our role models? So therefore, education has to play an important role in improving the quality of our people. And if we feel that our quality is not good, that means there is some problem with education, and we need to see that education is fine-tuned to improve the quality of the people. Now the Engineers Day, we say, what is the role of an engineer? So engineer plays a pivotal role in development of a country. I'm telling the obvious. Now, quality of engineer is critical for quality, pace, and quantum of development. If the country has to develop fast, it is the quality of engineer which matters, because he has to make sure that the work that is executed or designed are of a top quality. Therefore, engineering education is central to produce quality engineers. It is they who can produce quality engineers. Therefore, teaching and research are complementary, and in engineering, it must be of top quality. So, in India, if we want to have a good development, we must have a top quality education and top quality research to create top quality human resource. Okay. Now I would question, who is a quality engineer? An engineer must any engineer must have multi-dimensional personality. And what are the traits he must have? He must first have a technical knowledge and skills, and he must also have soft skills, and he must have human qualities. He must have integrity, ethics, discipline. So education must impart all the above. In fact, I met alumni of NIT Suratkal during a visit in USA in Washington DC, and they told me that the engineers coming from India to USA, and they are as far as technical knowledge, there is no problem. They compare with the people in the USA, but they told their soft skills are a major area of concern. So that's what is also needed addressed in our part of education. So, what is education? Who is educated? Again, this is the question we have to answer. Okay, what do you mean by education? Who is an educated person? Now, I have the question: who is an educated person? And what is the objective of education? Should education be related to ethics or not? And are our institutions truly producing educated person? So, this is the question we as teachers have to address. Are we producing educated persons? Now, is education related to skill development? And is education and skill are they complementary or contradictory? So is our society concerned about education? Or is our society only concerned about jobs? Okay. So now is our education of global standard? These are the issues to be addressed. Okay. Now I have, in my own way, I have tried to define who is an educated person. Okay. Now, according to me, a person is humility. Like it is, there is a statement, Vidya Dadati Vinay. So education must make you a person with humility. Okay. And also most important is the educated person must be truly secular. What do you mean by truly secular? I mean, he should treat all human beings as equal. He should not discriminate based on caste, creed, religion, language, region, race, gender, etc. So equality, he should treat everybody as equal. Only then he is an educated person. And he must have integrity, truthful, honest, ethical, disciplined, obey the law. And he must be a good leader and a good follower, educated person. And he must be a good communicator. That is also important that, and he should respect women and no harassment. And he should be positive in thinking. He must be an optimist. It is said in Sanskrit, the kaya, vacha, manasa, he must be pure. Pure in body, speech, and whatever we do, whatever you speak, whatever, he must have a pure mind. And we must have social concerns. And we must care for the nature. And he should be able to help the needy. And especially under the present COVID situation, we should be very concerned about helping the needy. And engineer especially, um, should be innovative and creative. That is an important aspect. And engineer must have his own domain knowledge, but it must be used for the good of society. Okay, and oh, okay. What is the segment of education? Education has the component knowledge assimilation. One should self-study is important for an educated person. Part of education, knowledge dissemination, that means spreading the knowledge, and knowledge generation, improving the knowledge. So that means self-study, teaching, research, they're all are necessary as part of education. Now let us look at our own knowledge wealth in India. Uh, see, in very, uh, very comfortable and great strength that it has an education of over 5,000 years. Now, Guru Shishya Parampara has a long tradition which is unique to India. If you look at many other countries, there is no such thing which has been spread over 5,000 years. And emphasis in India has been on debates, discussion as part of education. That means if you look at Vedanta, Buddhism, Jainism, it has become very intense debates and discussions. You have the Nachiketa and Yama in Kathopanishad. It's a great discussion and debate he had. Nachiketa questioned Yama. The same is, Shankaracharya and Mandan Mitra's discussions are historically well known. And even Amartya Sen says Indians as argumentative Indian. That means discussion, debates are part of education. And ours is not a closed society, ours is an open society. And that is a strength of India. So Indian knowledge, in India, knowledge was not thrust, but it was created by churning between the teacher and taught. That is how education evolved here. India has produced maximum number of rishis, saints, and seers who guided the society, including rulers. Okay, so the thing is, today's intellectual class should be like rishis. So we should guide. We should not have self-interest and vested interest. We should be able to guide the society and guide the ruling class and give our frank opinions on all issues. So earlier the rishis, they preached human values and ethics. And now, are we using this knowledge as part of our education? We have such a great asset as a 5,000 years of history, as a accumulated knowledge. Are we using it? Now, that is the question. This Swami Vivekananda, a great personality, he said, education is the manifestation of perfection in man. So each person has a perfection, it has to manifest it. That's part of education. Bring out the perfection. And very essence of education is concentration of mind. So that should be part of education. Concentration of mind important. That means educated person must try to be in the present, not in the past or the future. Emphasis be in the present. That is what is the concentration of mind. Right? Even Tole also said the power of now. That means whatever we do, you put our whole mind into it. That seems to be a training of education that we have to ensure. Now, every educated person would be a traitor if having educated at the cost of the poor is not concerned about the pure. So every educated person, we must be concerned about our underprivileged classes and then bring them up. So the disparity between the haves and have-not must be decreased. Okay, that is one of the critical factor in India today. Now the objective of education is travel known to unknown. So we know something, but there's something unknown. We need to go to the unknown. Okay. Now the next question is how to ensure quality engineering education. What we need to do. That is the important factor. Now, in paradox in India is best school leavers opt for engineering. You look at anybody who has passed 12 would like to go to engineering, and that is a very healthy thing because everybody wants to be participating in the development of the country, but they want to be in engineering when they are in, but they want to be out of engineering when they are out. That is the paradox today. Okay, when they leave out, they don't want to be in engineering discipline. They want to go to banking and various other sectors for which they were not trained. Okay, now who should be role models in India? IITs and NITs are pillars of technical education in India. Now there are 23 IITs and 31 NITs, and cumulatively, they should be leaders. They should give role models and try to help in creating top quality manpower in the country, and also guide other institutions. So they must be role models in teaching, research, and outreach. Okay. Now we have about in India. We have about 4,000 institutes, produce nearly 10 lakh graduates annually. Now, about 20,000 or so coming from Tier 1 institutes like IITs and NITs. But there is quantity, but quality is questionable. Now, bulk of them are opened by employers to be unemployable. Most of the employers says our graduates are not employable. Okay, therefore that is a matter of concern. So there is a questioning the very relevance of engineering education. Okay, now again as of now the Indian manufacturing sector has shrunk over the years. for various international pressures, and China seems to have taken over on the manufacturing. Therefore, this Make India has to be, rigorously pursued, and the so-called self-reliant India as a mission has to be pushed as an important thing. So now academia industry linkage is also important, which is not strong. So engineering institutions are not engaged in social relevant activities as of now. So we should engage with whatever is relevant to the country and the society. Therefore, we have to need introspection and effective actions on fine-tuning engineering education. Now, of course, the recent disaster is the COVID, and we hope we will get over, and then economy should be back on rails. Now, globalization is an important thing. So, under a global environment, it is imperative to bridge the gap between the global standards and local standards. Under globalization, you can't be, sitting in your shell. Okay, therefore we have to move out. Therefore, uh, it is not that we have to globalize India, but we have to Indianize the global engineering education. So that should be our motto. So it is feasible with considerable local potential in terms of manpower and resources. So Indianizing the globe in engineering and engineering education should be one of the objectives. In a well-known statement, "Ano Bhadra Krutava Yanto Vishwataha." So let all the from all over the world, let the knowledge come. That is one of the statements. And Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. These are the goal ideals that we always preach in India, and we should practice. Gandhiji said, "Let us open the window to the world to allow free air and knowledge from across the globe." So let us not shut. Let anybody come, and we should be able to face it. So let us permit foreign universities to open campuses in India, and let us create competitors to IITs. So let us have top quality institutions and under globalization. No, that means we should all aim for the world class institutions. So target. So let us say we should target at least 1 lakh world class engineers annually. Let us aim that we should produce at least 1 lakh world class engineers, and we make about 100 institutions world class. So we already have about IITs, NITs together is more than 50. So we can link up triple ITs, IASC, ISERs, central state and private universities and foreign universities. Let us create about 100 institutions. So they must have a level playing field, and we can even think of having pay good salaries to the faculty, and they should have a global quality. But we should also use the NRI faculty who can have them as adjunct or visiting faculty. So we need to improve the quality of teachers and have an international quality in our education system in India. Therefore, these are the factors that attract students. We should have a good curriculum, laboratories, teaching material, evaluation, and student feedback. So they should all be of a top quality. Okay, now how do you build best institutions? I would say emulate the best practices of the best institutions. So we have, if others think IITs are doing well, others also emulate the practice of IIT. Even if you say that there are international MITs or all this, they have a good quality, let us try to emulate these best practices. I think we have to make sure that we look at the best. Now, I think I call it a 3 Fs. What is you require the best fact, and you require very good funds, and also freedom. All the three are important. Freedom and flexibility to the institutions. So only then you can have a best quality. Okay, and I call it a 3 Gs. And you need good students, good teachers, and good governance. And all the three are necessary, because you can have good students and good teachers if it is bad governance, and that institution cannot flourish. So all the three are important, and every institution should ensure that this is it. And so if you want a quality of an institution, depends on quality of students and quality of faculty. Okay, and the best institution is one which attracts the best students and best faculty. See, today IITs and NITs are attracting best students, and IITs are definitely attracting the best faculty. Okay, therefore that's why IITs are rated as the best in India. So each institution must try to attract, and that is how you can have a quality. And of course, you can have co-curricular. Beyond syllabus is also equivalent. What a student does in the class is not is necessary, but then we have to do it open-ended learning, project, outreach, and so on. So they must be part of society. And internship and placement are important. That means students should do projects in industry and research labs, and and campus selection is a critical factor. Industry interaction is very important for engineering, our education. Like students training, lecture by industry, faculty interact with industry, training for industry, and industrial visits. So actually, the industry and academia should work in a very synergized manner. Okay. Now, alumni interaction in especially the old institutions, they must have good interaction with alumni, and in internationally, you look at MIT, Stanford, etc. Alumni has played an excellent role. Even in IITs, pan IIT, alumni is becoming more active. I think we must tap the alumni with alumni associations. They can use for placements, training, scholarship for needy, and teaching aids, and so on. R&D is, of course, integral to education, like student projects, masters, PhDs, publications, patents, technology transfer, sponsored projects, consultancy, and so on. So they are all becoming integral to our education system. And international linkages, no institution can be isolated. Now, MOU with foreign universities, a student exchange, faculty exchange. So there must be a very open international linkages for any institutions to grow, and but it must be a two-way traffic. It cannot be one way. Okay? And the professional societies will play a very important role. You have enrolled student members to so IEEE can be very active in our engineering education, and I'm sure your IEEE section, the new sections, the Vizag based section, there will play their roles through seminars, workshops, industry visits, competitions, technical festivals, and e-newsletters, and so on. So I think there is a lot of openness into these things, etc. Now, also we should be very clear about the difference between education and training. Education and training have their own role, and then we should discriminate between them. Okay. For example, a driving school, it provides you a training, but it doesn't give education. And a person who writes like who write computer codes, he has been trained to write computer codes, but he may not be educated. Okay, therefore it is a skill. So skill and education are complementary, but both are necessary. No. So a literate and educated, a person who is literate is not necessarily educated. So we had to know the difference. Industry versus institutions. See, industry produces products and services, and in business, and industry has a motive for profit. Okay, institution produces human beings. That is the important role of an institution, and it should not be a business for profit, but motivated by societal service, but needs support. So, institution needs a societal support. Okay, and therefore industry and institutions have their own role to play, but they need to be complementary. The university and industries. Okay, the university seeks unity in the great diversity, whereas the industry thrives on differences. Okay. The true purpose of education which is different from training, is the refinement of the mind. Education is a refinement of the mind, and it is different other than the training. The values in the house of education are different from those of the mountains. Okay, so Saraswati and Lakshmi cannot live in the same house, though they can be complementary. Okay. And education and knowledge economy, because so we know that GER, gross enrollment ratio, is important in education in the knowledge economy. So GER of 30% required in knowledge economy, and you have the US and Japan is 55%, China is 30%, India is only 15%. Therefore, we should increase our gross enrollment ratio as far as knowledge economy is concerned. So we have, you know, about 100,000 additional applications per year in engineering alone. So this is the situation. Okay, so you need one new brick and mortar university every week in India. So now massive online education is India's only choice. Now with the COVID has thrust it more, so we should have increased online education, offering reach, that is offering reach as well as enhanced education in quality. So all these are the new paradigm in terms of education and expansion of education. Okay, and interdisciplinary is inevitable. So need to define disciplinary and redefine faculty structure to reflect invariant core capabilities. Even IITs, I think more encouragement to interdisciplinary activities. A student can do a project jointly with electrical and mechanical and so on. Therefore, we must encourage more synergy between departments and centers. Science and engineering, science and engineering humanities, and so on. All these things will be important. So degrees for students to meet current market needs. So interdisciplinary teams first used in Bell Labs in 1930s to solve real problems in specific sectors. Therefore, it is now another thing which is coming up nowadays is called the university-based research parks. Okay, and IIT Madras had taken the lead. Entrepreneurship flourishes in the vicinity of high quality education institutions. Innovation needs local concentration, skilled people and technology. So we have faculty with advanced domain knowledge, industry R&D personnel keen on converting ideas to marketable products, and students spirited and unaware of impossible. Therefore, I think university can be a good synergy between academia, industry, students, and society at large. So these are the new things which can be attempted. And the IITs in the Silicon Valley, Louis Pasteur said, discovery of the resources, meeting a prepared mind. During 90s, large fraction of IPR in Silicon Valley are in the names of Indians and in particular IITians. So large, that means IITians produce a lot of IPRs in Silicon Valley. But IPRs are important source of wealth today, everywhere. So IITs have been preparing minds for 50 years, and chance has been meeting them in Silicon Valley. So but the IIT minds are meeting in Silicon Valley, and we need to create this chance meeting in our own back. So they should meet here to produce the knowledge wealth in India. Okay. Now, innovation and entrepreneurship, so managing creativity. Now, discovery and invention, best nurtured by the magic garden approach, your high brilliant minds and provide atmosphere, leave them alone and pray. So that means we had to put the best brains together and make them to work and produce and provide new products and process. Innovation entrepreneurships are central to our economy in today's world, best nurtured by idea factory approach. Nowadays, I think the startups in India are doing very well, and I think engineers can play a very important role in promoting the startup culture in the country, and definitely India can become a very strong and developed country soon with the type of environment that is sought to be created by the government. Okay? And it is important to make people of unlike minds. That's what they say. Minds can be unlike in terms of their cultural background. If you look at a US graduate school, the students are from all over. In fact, I talked to a dean in a university in Canada, and he proudly told that among his faculty, only one faculty is born in Canada. So you can see they're so proud that they have such a large international faculty with international backgrounds. So then there is a disciplinary training like Bell Labs, attitudes. These are all. So that means we have to encourage combining of unlike minds. And internationalization is absolutely necessary. Science is universal, but scientists have a cultural associated prejudices. Need mix of cultures to overcome some. And now the 25% of PG students and 10% of faculty should be from other cultures. So we need to have a good mix of right and left brains. Means the need effective implementation mechanism. That means we need to have logical thinking as well as the type of artistic left and right brains. Now I'll go to the next thing is effective teaching. Okay. Now who should be a good teacher? There is a trait of a good teacher. He should like teaching. He should like students. In the Upanishads, there is a statement called Ma Vidvishava, which means no ill will between Guru and Shishya. So no ill will between a teacher and a student. A teacher should quit teaching if he dislikes students. Therefore, I think it is very important a teacher must like the students and vice versa. Therefore, now it is also important the teacher is often born, a teacher is also made. Both are okay. So there are also a teacher by choice or teacher by chance. Okay, so these are ground realities. A bad teacher is a bane. Often is vindictive, harass students, and he harms generation of students. If you have a bad teacher in your college, he harms students for 35 years. So you must be very careful. You should not hire bad teachers. That's very important. So anybody you must resist recommendations. Often in faculty selections, there will always be pressures from some quarters, but never succumb to pressures. Okay. So merited motivation must be the prime factor in selecting teachers. Okay. So and also I would advise all institutions avoid temporary teachers. IITs never hire temporary teachers. Okay. So that is because they are not necessarily competent or motivated. Okay. So this is a statement I say: bad doctor kills one patient, bad engineer kills hundreds through bad designs of structures, but bad teacher kills thousands of students. Okay. Therefore, take bright teaching assistants, let them pursue higher degrees on part-time basis. They are much better than temporary teachers. I also have large number of adjunct or visiting faculty. Okay. In fact, I saw in a Canadian university, 50% of the teachers were adjunct faculty. So we should not be hesitant. We can have some regular core faculty, but we can have a large adjunct or visiting faculty. Okay. Now I have defined there are types of teachers. There, how do I define it? There are, I call one as a competent teacher, a teacher who is very competent, knows the subject very well. Okay, he's a competent teacher. Next is the effective teacher. He's effective, that means he communicates very well. Okay, so that is he's an effective teacher. Okay, and somebody is a popular teacher. and he's popular. He's popular with students. And often, popularity may come with some prize. Maybe he may give them good grades or marks or whatever you may say. So there are popular teachers, but then there are dedicated teachers. But what we need is every teacher must be dedicated to the cause. So necessary condition is dedication and passion for teaching. So all these things have to be there. Okay. So that's the how I have classified this, but we need to do it. An institution has these three functions: knowledge assimilation, dissemination, knowledge generation. Okay. All these three have to be pursued. And what's a classroom? Classroom is like a cell. Okay, it must be a healthy cell for the institute to be healthy. If you want institute to be healthy, classroom must be healthy. When will the classroom be? That be each lecture class must be a satisfying experience for both teacher and student. So it must be a very good interaction in the classroom. That is important. And what is the learning process? Okay, comprehension, getting the idea, then recall, then creative thinking. All the three are a part of learning process. Okay, so all these things must be encouraged in the classroom as a part of education. And instructor's general objective. What is the objective of an instructor? He should not cover but uncover the subject. He should prepare students for a useful life. And in each class, he should implant in the minds at least one new piece of information, one new technical skill, and one new experience in creative thinking. So this is something, a student should go out to say he learned something new in each class. Okay, student must be made to learn how to acquire knowledge on his own. That is also important. Okay, our goal must be to transform the students to first good human beings, next good engineers, next good subject engineers. That is the third one. So it should be in that order. Don't say I will create a best electrical engineer. That is the third option. First thing, he should make him a good human being, then good engineer, and then he will take care of himself. He will contribute to the society. Now, before the semester, what a teacher should do. You should read the literature on how to teach. There are books. In fact, when I started my career in BITS Pilani in 1969, first I read a book on how to teach published by MIT. It was very helpful. I would suggest that a teacher, when he joins the teaching profession, first 2 years, he must fully devote on becoming a good teacher. There should be no compromise on that. And this is important. And he should prepare the syllabus, prepare lecture schedules, prepare objectives of the course, and reading and reference materials and books. And he should prepare teaching aids, PPTs, test schedules, and evaluation patterns. So he should prepare a course before the semester like this. Then he should also be clear what he expects from students, and they should also check the classroom ambience. Nowadays a smart classroom is very much desirable wherever possible. Okay, and in the course include seminars, projects, open-ended exercises, and you should also plan outreach activities. If wherever possible, take the students out to industry and make your subject interesting. You can form e-groups in the class and use learning management systems. And before you go to a lecture, a teacher must prepare well. Maybe at least a 3 hours of preparation may be required. And you must rehearse if it is required. In fact, in MIT, they say you must even practice it in front of a mirror, that you should do well. Okay. And prepare lecture materials, PPTs, prepare teaching aids, and you be composed before the lecture. Enter the class with confidence to perform best, and never compromise on quality of preparation, and take critical view of earlier lecture. So they also say you must dress well before going to your class, impress the students. And first lecture is important, and give handout to impress the students what the course is about. You write the name of the course, name of the teacher, objective, mode of teaching, and course content, references, testing methods. And that means you must know whatever test you will do. That means You will set the rules before the game starts, and any special regulations you expect from students, and if tutorials and laboratories are there, how it has to be planned, etc. This should be first. You should tell the students a priori at first lecture. And how to prepare PPTs. This is also important for a teacher nowadays. Okay, and you make them effective, impressive uh, to use PPTs. You flag limited points in each PPT. Each PPT should not be crowded. Only limited points will be flagged. It should not cluster. And you can include videos, animations, and pictures in the part of PPT. Upload them to websites for students to download. Your PPT is supposed to be uploaded so students can download them. Ensure all students come with laptop with PPTs to discuss in the class. So it's important nowadays. Every student come with a laptop with the PPT of the lecture already loaded onto the PPT, onto the laptop. During lecture, use best communication skills of the body language. So this is how you should impress, and you give live examples. Encourage dialogue and not monologue. A teacher should not do what you are saying. You should encourage discussions and in between. So student will concentrate for 20 minutes. It is said, you don't go beyond 20 minutes at one go. But give a small break after 20 minutes. Maybe you can tell jokes and give them a sort of break. Observe face of students, and are they blank or anybody sleeping? So you should be always observing the students, ask questions, and make the class lively in between. So do not reproduce too much from book. Ensure your contribution, because if the books are there, students can read themselves. So what do you give beyond the book is also equally important in lecture. So you are supplementing the book and not replacing it. Okay? So that is what you should do. And encourage self-learning and inquisitiveness to the students, and use chalk and talk effectively. And do not bore them with monotonous writing on the board. This is also important. And your PPT is effective. You can use ICT tools nowadays. You can make it really very lively. Make teaching learning very effective, and take them through the topic gradually of the lecture. And tutorials are very useful as a complement to the lecture. You assign problems in a week in advance, ask them to bring solutions, call students to work out sums on the board, make tutorials a student's class. Tutorials should not be a teacher's class, but a student's class. Students should handle the tutorials. And teacher is only a facilitator to clear doubts. You can use teaching assistants. Assess performance in the class. You can have open book quizzes, surprise quizzes, and so on in the class. Okay. Laboratory is nowadays a very important. It has suffered a lot as part of engineering education in the recent years. We are not giving emphasis to laboratories. So you prepare good laboratory manuals, explain to students what is expected in the laboratory, ensure that they come prepared for the lab class, and prepare pre and post experimental questions. And they should do a proper data collection and processing, encourage use of PCs for data processing and documentation, and proper report preparation also has to be encouraged. And you conduct lab tests, viva and quiz. And nowadays, virtual instrumentation software like LabVIEW, they are very effective. So your equipment should be like a model on which the students will connect to a computer and collect all the data. Therefore, this old method of taking readings through meters can be eliminated, and we should make our experiments interesting to students, and so that it doesn't get bored. Of course, I know this is a matter of information. My lectures at IIT Delhi produced by Education Technology Service Center. These are the list of videos which I have produced, and you can use them, you can see them, and learn about the topic, as well as learn if you feel about the teaching. Okay. this is the YouTube link for these video lectures, and I'm sure Sandeep can help you out in making use of them. Okay. And nowadays, technology assisted teaching learning has become very, very important. Okay, it is not the old chap and talk. There are several ways, and they are very popular and effective. And I had the experience using what is known as the Blackboard software. Nowadays, many more softwares have come. In 2008, I used it in Ryerson University in Toronto, in Canada, and it was very experience. And any teacher, he should try to make use, and management should provide such softwares. We can upload PPTs. You could upload PPTs before the lecture class for students, and I found all students fully prepared before coming to the class, and they had notes on the laptops on any doubts they had. Unfortunately, Indian students, including IITs, have not picked up this culture of coming fully prepared for the class. Okay, they come almost blank to the class, and then that's how they are not receptive. So we should have paperless class, and the software enabled many features such as notice board, communicating with students, testing and grading. So the software will help you to communicate with all these facilities. And for such schemes to succeed, classroom must be fully techno savvy. Okay, so we can make this teaching very interesting thing. So we should make our next is about make our institution must be the center of learning and not center of teaching. Okay, you look at Oxford, MIT, or best world university, they are known as centers of learning, not centers of teaching. Therefore, we should have more internationalization and use open source knowledge, use online teaching and learning. Nowadays, that has become very important, online teaching. Okay? Now, with the COVID, it has become all the more important. So we can have more on of these learning methodologies. That means we have to move from Gurukula to Shishyakula. So it should be exclusively those character, and therefore Shishya becomes central to education now, not the Guru. Okay, so should be democratized post ICT revolution. This has led to a Shishyakula, or education in the student's house. Okay, with gurus distributed in the world wide web. Okay? So you will see. So the new way of new paradigm of having a Shishyakula, and then say the MOOCs, and there's many things which have made our education extremely globalized, open-ended, and then online. Okay, so school of teaching to school of learning. Okay, education should facilitate the student to learn. Education now, what is very critical is education and not examination must be the goal of a university. Okay, education is a means and not an end. Okay, therefore, the recent trend is what is known as a flipped classroom. That means students will see your videos, lectures a priori before coming to the class, and class is divided into small batches, maybe helped by TAs, etc., tutors, and then there is a more discussion in the classroom, because you discuss what they have seen it in the video lecture. Okay, therefore this is often shown to be effective, and I have tried this experiment in some of the Bangalore colleges, and I found it they have seen my video lecture beforehand. They came to the class with questions, and the class was used to clear their doubts and make it more effective teaching learning process. So the new trend is to have a flipped classroom, and you can test it. Now test examinations. Now these are all important. Now the point is important, though not the only component of IIT system. Testing and examinations. Okay, varieties. In IITs we conduct various types of tests. Open book test, closed book test, short answer, long answer, multiple choice, true, false type, etc., etc. So it's a multiple way of the examinations, which has to bring out the best among students and also discriminate among them. Emphasis is more on intelligence than information. So that is a part of education. IIT examinations vary widely compared to traditional universities. So we avoid explain and describe type of questions. So that is usually if you look at any university question paper, it typically explain or describe. But I think in IIT we don't set papers like this. So, and laboratory also will have a different type of tests. So now setting up an intelligent question paper suited to intelligent IIT students is a big challenge. In fact, often I used to take about 2-3 hours to set up a question paper. Okay, so so that is very important, that you must have an intelligent examination system. Now the last but not the least is the values and ethics for a teacher. Teacher must try to be a role model, earn teachers a greetings, and there in Upanishads there are several, there are many statements are there on values and ethics, and you should make students visionaries and not mercenaries. So make them to think big beyond themselves, be good leaders, also good followers, make them innovative and creative, and we should discourage rote learning. So values and ethics must be central to this. And actually, IIT Delhi was the first to start a value education center. Others have subsequently have started. And I think we should make this as integral to our education system. Now there are some principles. Teacher not taking a class is blasphemy, and student not attending a class is dereliction of responsibility. Okay. In fact, I saw an American professor saying that he complained to the head of the department, one student, saying, "Sir, this teacher comes 10 minutes late to my class. I paid fees for the 60 minutes and he teaches only 50 minutes." So that is the type of commitment they have, because they pay for teaching. So teacher must compensate for missed classes, and students also should be attentive. Therefore, as a customer, students must get customer satisfaction in the class, so they deserve proper teaching and grasp fundamentals. And there are aberrations. Missing the class is an aberration. Taking outside tuition is not desirable. Any problem in understanding a student subject must be discussed with the teacher. So now they do not resort to bazaar notes. Nowadays, the bazaar notes are mushrooming, which doesn't tell the fundamentals. Therefore, you should encourage students to read textbooks and e-books. I think very important nowadays in engineering. That's how it has suffered very badly nowadays. So we should provide incentive to a good teacher award, and emphasis on student feedback or peer feedback, and and then encourage curriculum, labs, extracurricular activities, etc. So teacher must have an incentive for this. As mentioned, I am very I have taught about 5,000 students in my career in IIT Delhi mostly, and my proud students are Bhim Singh, IIT Delhi, Ambrish Chandra in Montreal, Sanjay Roper, and of course, many of my students are doing very well in NITs. A big number, and they make a big contribution to development of NITs. Arvind Tiwari from GE is an expert on international energy. And Rajendra Pawar, Tadan and Rajendra NIITs, they were my students. Vinod Khosla, venture capitalist. Raghuram Rajan, ex-RBI governor, was my student. Akhilesh Bansa, MR Patel, industrialists in Delhi and Baroda. And Puneet Goyal, Gaurav Gupta, Arvind Srivastava, they were my students who are now the very civil servants or IAS officers in different places. Okay. Now, the sustainable development should be part of education, because you protect nature and nature protects you, and you coexist with nature. And we have been suffering. The recent COVID problem is also a result of a non-sustainable development. Okay, so now I will quickly run through research. Now, why research and what is the goal? Again, that should be it should be integral to engineers' activities. In Shishopadesha, Taittiriya Upanishad says in Swadhyaya Pravachanabhyam na pramaditavyam. That means goal of life is self-study, Swadhyaya, and Pravachana, knowledge spreading, knowledge accumulation. Now, knowledge spreading and not knowledge hiding. So Indian ethos never said you should hide your knowledge. Okay? Now they say if you spread more, it is much more rewarding. In fact, IPR was not in vogue earlier. In fact, no. So I think spreading knowledge is also very, very important. I think it is happening nowadays. Our students have very explosion of knowledge through websites, Google, and this thing. So that's a great revolution which has taken place in the recent times, and our students have access to infinite knowledge. And for them, perhaps teacher is only a smart part of knowledge provider. Okay. Now, what is research? It is basically to advance periphery of knowledge. What is research? Means, as I mentioned earlier, going from known to unknown. You have to first go to the periphery of knowledge. So need the periphery of knowledge, and then through the study of literature, and then of course it's a research is multidimensional. There is no unique way of research. It is not a straitjacket research. It is not a some people think it is like a factory assembly line type of thing. PhDs cannot be produced like an assembly line. It has to be very innovative. It is an exciting experience, and each should have a tread one's own path. Okay. So in research, there is no full stop, and there is only a comma. In fact, we have been telling our research students who did PhD from IITs, when they go back to their own colleges, they should encourage the research. This is also important. Unfortunately, we found some of those who finished PhDs in IITs, when they go back, they have not pursued the research. I think that should not be encouraged. And there is we should also know a slight subtle difference between a scientist and engineer. A scientist finds how things work. That is the objective of a scientist. But an engineer finds how to make things work. Role of engineer to make things work. If things don't work, nobody will take his product. Okay. Therefore, research is a continuous activity for both. Both have to. So scientists has to go on pursuing how things work, and engineers have to go on pursuing how to make things work. Okay. That's important. And there are several forms of research: scientific research, humanities research, artistic research, life research, technological research, economic research, business research, marketing research, social research, and a practitioner. So there are several ways of the research. And therefore, to equip a research, now engineering research is very complicated. And to equip a research, a person must take advanced courses. You must have a strong mathematical foundation, strong simulation knowledge, strong experimental skills, and you must have a knowledge of fabrication. So a research is often a manager to manage a combination of factors of men and materials. So it is not just you just sit and you do some paper pencil thing. So it's a lot of engineering research is fairly complicated. So there is what is self research, guiding research, sponsored research. So these are the types one can have a teacher, and there are theoretical research, modeling and simulation, experimental research, industry-based research, a combination of above. So the engineering research has its own components as mentioned here. And the fundamental and applied research, because these are all one can look at the fundamental research, there's applied research, there's a breakthrough research and incremental research. In fact, we should also encourage more breakthrough research. It is a breakthrough research which often leads to new inventions, innovations, and new products. And incremental research will give you maybe added research papers, but the value addition is relatively small. There's academic research, there's industrial research, there is also research leading to innovation. So you see that there are multi-dimensional research which one can engage depend upon his own aptitudes and traits. Now, how do you identify a topic? It can be a self-motivated, you identify yourself, or a peer suggested, maybe your guide suggested topic, or a societal concern. You identify a topic by the society. See, today Anybody who solves the problem pertaining to COVID, it is a society concerned research. One has to look at this. There's industry relevant and solving an exciting unsolved mystery. So these are the things. So requirement for good research is manpower, infrastructure, equipment, fabrication facilities, computation facilities, funds, and external collaborations, and overall ambience. So they're all requirement for good research. I think we have to ensure it. And there are new upcoming research. I have listed a few, but this is not the end of the thing. There new research areas are renewable energy, adjustable speed drives, smart grids and microgrids, nanotechnology, new transport systems, wireless communication, telemedicine, clean coal technologies, electric hybrid vehicles, big data, pollution, environment, climate change. In fact, under IEEE, the areas are still very, very vast, and there are many new areas of research. Nowadays, people talk about battery operated aeroplanes, and then there are renewable energy based ships, and so on. So there are very exciting things are happening, and engineers will have very new challenging research opportunities. And of course, funding for research is critical. Of course, there are institutions in India, the DST, DBT, MNRE, ministries of Government of India, industry, multinational companies, state S&T councils, then CSIR, AICT, UGC. There's some funding, but I think in India funding has to improve, and I think the government is thinking of research funding opportunities in a big way. Okay. And of course, there are missions like solar, water, energy efficient missions, etc. And international collaborations are critical to research. There are Indo-US, Indo-Canada, Indo-Japan, Australia, European Union, Indo-UK, etc. And there are many international collaborations, but we should ensure that they lead to very useful, worthwhile developments for the good of the society and the country at large. And of course, choosing research students is very important. Research student is a critical component for research. A tricky affair, and student guide student link is very cordial, must be cordial, and area must be predetermined, etc. And there is a theory is part of research, must based on must based on strong theories of physics and system with no fallacies. Researchers must read through the earlier work and a challenging and mathematical equations and so on. So theory is important. Modeling and simulations, I listed all these things. These are things must based on sound theory, computer programming, MATLAB tools, and use relevant and use of software, and then use relevant input data, get relevant results, process the data, proper plotting of data, use proper graphic tools, and result must be present in intelligent manner. Readers must make out what you are up to. So the modeling simulation is part of research. Experimental study is also important. You conduct proper experiments. Test must be well organized. Use proper instruments. Record data properly. Do not manipulate the data to suit your concept. Always be truthful. This is important for the research. And then measurements always educative. Plan proper fabrication, and use professionals for this. Use virtual instrumentation if needed. And documentation of research is very critical. Document research papers, thesis, project proposal, project report, and patent, and submission of awards. These are all, for everything you must document your research very, very thoroughly and properly, so others will understand what you have done. Okay. And any research has several outputs. It gives thesis, research papers, patents, project reports, or softwares. So these are the possible output of research. Then outcome of research. Outcome of research is new theory, new modeling and simulation techniques, new applications, new product, new process, simple or economic solution, new design process, or computer-aided tools, new experimental finding, and new data. So these are the new outcome of research, and which will be very helpful to the community, to the profession, to the society, and industry, and the country at large. Okay. Then on quality, how do you say your research is of good quality? It is decided by the journal papers, citations, patents, relevance and technology transfer, new product and process, new innovation, and awards and recognition. So if you have this, so they are the ones who decide the quality of your research. And awarded recognitions like fellowship, IEEE, fellowship of academies, awards of papers, and prestigious awards like Barton Award, etc. So these are some of the things where a person's research is being recognized. So to conclude, be clear why you are doing research. What are your objectives? Is it a personal or a professional objective? Get proper facilities. Inferior facility yields inferior research. Get proper funding. Get good project staff. Your research must impact the profession and society. Do not stop research after PhD. Okay. So research is a continuous process. So do that. And lastly, I will share my growing with IEEE. IEEE is a great and largest professional body in the world, and most of us are enamored with its association. I became member at the start of my career. I became senior member in 1985, and I became a life senior member when I was eligible to become a life member. Of course, I became a life fellow in 2012. So I have grown with IEEE, and now a member most you is automatic. When you become a professional, you become a member. A senior member comes with some professional experience. It's not very difficult. So most of the people can opt to become a senior member after some years of thing. Fellow is a very tough. So you must prove your outstanding contribution in a focus area. So one can aspire to become a fellow, but they must work very hard and contribute it very effectively in a focus area. So there are very few IEEE fellows from India, mostly from IITs and IISc, and perhaps none from IITs. So you introspect and let us grow with this. I end this meeting. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you very much, sir, for your wonderful talk today. So thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now I request Dr. Lakshmi Narayana Garu, the chair IEEE Vizag Bay section, to give his presidential remarks on the celebration of Engineers Day and inauguration of joint chapter on Professor Murthy's lecture.
Thank you, Dr. Sandeep, Professor Murthy, and Dr. Abraham, and many other my fellow IEEE members here. Exactly, I was listening Professor Murthy's talk right from beginning to this minute, even without leaving a single word. In fact, I served in AICT also for some time, and it is very, very elaborate. Maybe some may felt it a little lengthy, but I feel that talk is really interesting. I'll be requesting Professor Murthy to send these slides to us in case if he doesn't mind to send to us. Every line I really read twice on that. I really like a couple of lines I really say. He was mentioning that known to unknown. Otherwise, our Indian education system is going unknown to known, not from known to unknown. It's a tricky problem we are really facing. I think Professor Murthy can help us in getting the things done well in the education system. And today, I would like to say a couple of things here. For example, if you want to say a particular class of class 1, class 2, he is studying at least 12 classes above to him. If he wants to teach intermediate +2, he will be studying at least 5 classes above him. But to teach a young postgraduate degree, a postgraduate degree is enough for him. No training is required. This should be addressed, number one. Number two, maybe I am talking little drastically. The political involvement in education institute are becoming higher and higher, day in and day out. Maybe in fact, I recommended for the recent educational policy also to the government of India that directors of the well-established institutes and vice chancellors of the state government institute should not be from the state and should not be from the same institution. Then all that things Murthy told will be certainly can be implemented in our institutes, even tier 1 institutes also. Because of the political involvement, and he was mentioning offering awards to good teachers, etc. Most of them, I think Professor Murthy also, they are little this way, that way. Sometimes a good teacher is not getting a good award, he is demoralized. That's what I would like to request in case he will be having a lot of chances to speak with higher officials, and he is a member of many committees, and put some of our recommendations to this kind of a thing and help us for the better education system in India. I'm sure that every line of him, what he said is correct, and we should have good students also. What Professor Dr. Abraham also mentioned about employability. And every institute, what I see, particularly engineering institutes, they are basically advertising, my placement is 98%, my placement is 95%, my placement is 80%. Never they say, my professor published 2 papers transactions in this year. Never they say, my institute conducted 2 international conferences wherein 30 people from abroad came and presented their papers. No paper, no advertisement comes. When you really change the system to that kind of environment, certainly Professor Murthy Garu, we will certainly Indians will sign. I hope you will agree with my comments. Maybe little 1 or 2 lines may be drastic, but I apologize for doing, because I had really worked in AICT and NBA for a long time. I was really watching all these developments in India. Thank you very much, sir, Professor Murthy Garu, and Dr. Sandeep, Dr. Abraham, and Dr. Bhanu Garu, and our secretary who really worked very hard. I hope now I'll leave to Dr. Sandeep for the vote of thanks. Thank you, Murthy Garu.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Thanks.
So thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. And
I would like to listen from Dr. Murthy Garu some comments on what I said.
No, it's very relevant. Are you listening? No, it's very relevant. I think, as I told you, like, all the academicians, etc., should also be like rishis. They should openly tell what is good for the society. I think nowadays one of the problem is the academicians are very hesitant to express their views, and therefore I think being professionals, they should be able to frankly tell to the ruling class or the administrators what is good. That's equally important. I think you have been frank enough, and I am sure that most of the academics will express their views and also contribute to the good of society. That's equally important. Okay? And then I think compromise on. Okay, I think your views are.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
So thank you, sir. And we request Professor Murthy to extend his help to grow our section at the larger scale in the future.
Okay, my support is always there for you.
Yes. Yeah. Now I request Dr. V.S. Vakla Madam to propose the vote of thanks for this program.
A warm and graceful evening to our most valued chief guest, Professor S.S. Murthy Garu, Dr. Lakshmi Narayana, Dr. Abraham, and Dr. Sandeep, and the members of IEEE. It's my privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks on this event. On behalf of IEEE Vizag Bay section, I extend a very hearty vote of thanks to the chief guest, Professor S.S. Murthy, Life Fellow IEEE, who spared time for his busiest schedule to inaugurate IEEE PES IAS PELS Joint Chapter Vizag Bay section. Also on this special occasion, Engineers Day celebrations, we thank Professor Murthy for his inspirational speech as Life of Commitment. It will motivate our students, faculty, and IEEE members for leading good professional life in the future. Thank you, sir. I would like to take this opportunity to place on record a hearty thanks to Dr. Lakshmi Narayana, Chair, IEEE Vizag Bay section, for all his efforts in building the section. I thank all the participants, members of various IEEE Technical Society and student branches for attending this program and making it a grand success. I wish all the best to the members of IEEE PES, IAS, PELS Joint Chapter for the future activities. Happy Engineers Day. Thank you all and Jai Hind. Thank you.
Dr. Sandeep, just 1 minute, 1 minute.
Yes,
Please,
sir.
all please open your videos
Yes.
so that we
Yes.
photograph. Our
Yes.
history, take a photograph. Huh?
Yes. So I request all the participants to switch on their video, please.
History, take the photograph. Huh? Okay, somebody is not still coming, not coming. Okay. History గారు తీసేయండి, మరి ఏం చేస్తాం? Taken. Okay, over to Sandeep.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Now, with the permission of chair, now I'm going to close this session.
Yeah, close. Thank you.
Yes. So, thanks for attending all. Thank you very much for your patience and cooperation for making this event is grand success. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you very much. And special thanks to Professor Murthy Garu. Yeah.
I can leave the meeting.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah. I'm ending the call. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
All the best, sir. Sandeep, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm ending the call now. I'm closing it.
Sir, bye. Good night.
Yes, yes. Good night. Thank you.